what are some of the ways people act that really, affects you?
That's everything. There's not like, I mean, I have my own personal pet peeves, but what I choose to write about is just everything. It's just people in general, the way that people interact with each other, what our choices are, how we decide to live our lives.
They decide to do with themselves.
What they decide to do with themselves, what they decide to do with other people, or to other people, or how we act as a whole in society, or as a culture, and whether it be here in the U.S. or in the world. It's mostly my observations, but it's pretty safe to say that, we all are on the same page when it comes to.
Do you have a generally positive
No. Not at all.
view of people?
No, I don't. I mean, it's generally negative, the most negative. I mean, that's mostly what drives me to write, isn't the positive things. You don't see very many positive things. Oh, I don't see many positive things personally, and that's what drives me to put it down on paper. That's what'll spark the initial idea that'll keep me interested in making music about it, writing music. It isn't the positive things. There are so much more negative things that I see every day that are worth me saying something about, whether it's abstract or not. Sometimes it's with religion. I mean, I have a big problem with religion. I've based a few songs off of that, off just my view on, my view on other people's twisted religious beliefs. How it can drive, it drives us to war, it's what fuels most of the major wars that have ever existed in the world, is religious based. And that's one aspect that really bothers me, is just seeing how people will, what people will do in the name of religion is really, another thing is just a lot of people take their lives for granted and never really do much with their time that they have. That kind of bothers me. It's a lot of different things. I mean, song for song, I mean, it gets like, it's just all aspects of humanity, like just social aspects and interactions and the way that, what makes people tick is what I write about. What makes. I mean, I guess it's how you look at it.
I think it depends on what culture you're really looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, what we see every day is a lot different from, what people in different countries see every day. And I think the way of our life is pretty fucked up compared to
the United States. I mean, it's definitely the most twisted out of all the cultures. I mean, just the things that we do, things that we value now in our society is just painful for me to watch most of the time. I mean, because you hear about world events, you hear about, epidemics of cholera, thousands of people dying from a disease that we would never even have a problem with, or, and we're worried about the latest fucking BlackBerry or the new iPods or whatever the fuck's on
Walmart
MTV.
sales.
People
Black Friday.
People die and get fucking trampled at our Walmarts on the biggest shopping day of the year and are killed.
The fact that there is a biggest shopping day of the year.
The fact that there is a biggest shopping day of the year. I mean, there's people that have literally run out of food and can't find a single thing to fucking eat and are dying by the thousands. And it's just like the contrast between that and what we do every day, and just watching how people interact. And I mean, and I live here in the United States. I mean, I'm a part of it in some way, and that's its whole other thing. I mean, even though as much as I don't want to be, I don't really have much of a choice. I mean, I'm here, I eat hamburgers, I fucking drive a car, I contribute in several ways, but
I think it's a situation of hope. If you don't see a lot of hope in our society, then it can get you really down, and to where if you don't see any hope, you're not going to see a lot of changes in your daily life, and if you don't make those daily changes or kind of be what you really want to be, then it's easy to kind of get in a vicious cycle of not fucking caring.
More people that agree
on a daily basis through television.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like more people are interested in that lifestyle than are interested in, this, whatever lifestyle I have or whatever I think is generally less popular or, less agreeable than with whatever is popular in pop culture or like, I mean.
So what do you think? I mean, what's important to you?
I don't even know what's important to me. I mean, not very much is important to me, really. I mean, I'm generally, at a personal level, I rarely know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know. I don't really value very many things. I mean, I'm not religious, so I don't really, I don't believe in. I just don't believe in anything really. I'm kind of like, I don't really know. I'm just so many things. I disagree with so many things, and I don't want to be so many things that I don't really know where I should. I don't know what to fit into because I don't really want to be a part of so many different things. I guess that's what fuels me to like write it down on paper. Make music about it. It's pretty. I
don't think you see a lot of direct return on a lot of daily activities and things like maybe that Bobby has a problem with or sees day after day. If he was to make those changes and to not do the things that he sees other people do, throwing trash on the ground, buying from places where you don't really want to invest your money, and if he stops doing those things and invests his money where he wants to, or makes some kind of life changes, he might not see a direct return on it. In his mind, like in a lot of people's other minds, what's that going to change? If you don't see that direct return, and you don't see any kind of a change in your life or the lives around you, like what's it good for, really?
Yeah, it's just so. It seems like there's so little that I could do on a personal level, and there's so. I'm just kind of like I'm so jaded by everything that it's hard for me to really put a focus on in any direction because there's so many things fueling all the worst parts of our culture and society that it's just easier for me to make music about it or write it down or look at it from an outside perspective and comment on it. Then really take a look at myself because I'm kind of unfocused myself, so it's easier for me to look at everyone else, I guess. And music is helpful. I mean, that's what fuels our band musically. It's something that we all can get into and write and be creative and make something that's kind of like a fuck you to all of that on whatever level, creatively, lyrically, and like that's really what Engineer is. It's just like it's our answer to all the shit that we hate about our society and about the way that people treat each other and the way that people interact with each other and the problems of the world. It's the best thing that the four of us can do is to be this band and keep it going for as long as we can.
Yeah.
And that's what Engineer is. It's a giant fuck you to all that.
Great.